It possibly says, Eschol Godol, I will make you into a great nation, Vorechecho, I will bless you, Vagadlo Shmecho, and I will make your name greater. V'yei brocha, you'll be brocha. So Rashi over here, in V'yei brocha, that's where we left off, V'yei brocha, HaBrochas Nesunos B'yodecho. It's within your choice to give brachas. Arach Shavoyu B'yodi. Till now, it was under my domain, my dominion brocha, Birachti La'odom V'noach, Me'achshav Atot Vorech Esashet Tachbotz. Going forward, you're the one who has the ability to give bracha. That's the bracha. You will be the bracha. You will be the source of bracha. Now, let's try to understand. Until Avram, Hashem gave the bracha. From at this point, you will be the one to give the bracha. Why Avram and not Noach? So Avram, in a certain way, was greater than Noach. He's greater than Avram, than Odom. Odom failed. What's the source of all bracha? The source of all bracha is Hashem. But I mentioned this multiple times. When you cleave to Hashem, you live continuously. Why? Because Hashem is the source of all life. The source of all bracha is Hashem. These people, Adam and Noach, and everyone until Avram, they didn't have that level of attachment to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The one who introduced HaKadosh Baruch Hu to the world was Avram. Avram now, as we mentioned, he's going to Eretz Yisrael, which is the Eretz HaKadosha, and now he will have that direct relationship. Until now, being a Chutz Loretz, there's a separation between himself and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because you have the archangel, which everything that comes into this existence goes through the archangel. Eretz Yisrael doesn't have that archangel. Avram has a direct relation with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Having that direct relation with HaKadosh Baruch Hu now he can be the source of that bracha, because he's directly connected. So he is the conduit for the bracha. Till now, he couldn't be the conduit, but now that he's going to Eretz Yisrael, he's the conduit. Yitzchak is the conduit. Yaakov is the conduit. For the bracha, the bracha, because the bracha Avram had, he passed on to Yitzchak, Yitzchak passed it on to Yaakov. They had the bracha. That's the understanding. Davar Acher, another interpretation. I will make you to a great nation. In the Shmonesu, we say Elokei Avram. I will bless you. Elokei Yitzchak. And I will make your name great. I will give you that renown. Shomrim Elokei Yaakov. Now, the Sisich Chacham over here explains, how do we see that Elokei Eschol Godol has to do with Avram Avinu? We're going to say Elokei Avram, Elokei Yitzchak, Yaakov. So he explains that you never find Elokei associated only with a rabbin, with a nation. Avram is only an individual. Yitzchak's an individual. Yaakov is only an individual. He explains that indicates that Avram is the equivalent of a nation. Yitzchak is the equivalent of a nation, and Yaakov is the equivalent of a nation. As a result of that, I will make you into a great people. That means now innately you have that value. Therefore, Elokei associates itself with you. Yitzchak is a continuation, so that's called Hosofas brachas. That's an advancement of the bracha. Therefore, Yitzchak is a continuum of Avram. Therefore, he's also Elokei, although he's an individual. Yaakov is even more advanced. It's a Hosofa, it's a continuation, and in addition to what was previous, it goes beyond that. So therefore, each of them merit Elokei, even though they're individuals, but since these individuals are the equivalent of greater than single people, but the nation, Klal Yisrael, Therefore, they merit the appellation or the association with Elokei. That's how the Sifsachom explains it. Yochel Yuchosmin B'Kulan. Maybe the bracha in Nishmon Esrei will conclude with all three, because if it's Elokei Avram, Elokei Yitzchak, Yaakov, it should conclude with Mogen, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Talmud Loma V'yei bracha. The pasuk concludes, no, you will be the bracha, b'chol chosmin v'lo behem. The bracha will conclude with you, not with them. So, how do you understand that? So the way I always understood it was that who introduced the existence of Hashem, that he has relevance to the world? It was Avram. Avram was the first individual, the Gemara tells us in Brachos, which referred to HaKadosh Baruch Hu as Adni, as the master of everything. If not for Avram, Yitzchak would have never come upon HaKadosh Baruch Hu's existence, and neither would have Yaakov. It's only due to Avram introducing Hashem, that understanding that there is, they themselves built their belief on that. Each one took another direction. Avram was Chesed, Yitzchak was Din, Yaakov was Rachmim, but it was all based upon Avram. So Avram, because he's the one who was the eye opener and gave them that understanding. Therefore, b'chol chosmin, not in Yitzchak and Yaakov. They're only Elokei Yitzchak and Yaakov only because it was Avram. Therefore, when we conclude, the one who ultimately gets the credit for everything is Avram, because he's the one who actually launched it. That's the way I always understood it. However, I understood it afterwards. Somebody asked me a question, which we discussed this not long ago. David HaMelech, when he was in the bathhouse and he saw himself totally detached from mitzvahs, and then he realized he was circumcised, so he expressed himself with the pasuk, a pasuk in Tehillim, Sosanochi alim rosecho kamotzi shelo rov. I rejoice over your words as I've come upon great spoils. So David says, Sosanochi im rosecho. When he saw he was circumcised, he says, I rejoiced over im rosecho kamotzi shelo rov, as I've come upon great spoils. And we know David, when he speaks about Torah, Imrosecho is Torah, he always says, Tovli Torah's pichok, kalfi zo v'chesed. V'chesed. That Tovli Torah's pichok, the Torah that comes from your mouth, kavayochol, is the equivalent of thousands of talents of gold and silver. That's how we quantify Torah. And here he says, Kamotzi Sholorov, as if I've come upon great spoils. Spoils are spoils of war. In addition, what is the Milah? What does the circumcision have to do with Imrosecho? With the words of the Torah? He should say, Sosnochi al mitzvosecho, on your mitzvah. The mitzvah is Milah. Imrosecho is the Torah. Kimotzi Sholorov. That's the question. The first question someone asked me, why is it referred to as Sholol? But the second question is, why is it Imrosecho? It's speaking specifically about that he's circumcised. So the first thing that came to mind was on the Sholol, based on the Zohar, which the Or Chaim quotes, that regarding the Eishes Yifas Torah, he explains that at the time of the Chet of Odom Rishon, there's a Zohar that Samach Mem, the Soton, captured many special neshamos, very special souls. And he has them on lockdown. He doesn't release them. Throughout history, there have been moments where those neshamos were released and they became part of Klal Yisrael. For instance, Rusa Movia, Rus, who's the grandmother of David HaMelech, she was one of those special neshamos. And as a result, what happened with Nomi and Elimelech, that they went during the famine, that the sons married these women, ultimately Rus converted and became part of Klal Yisrael. So the neshama came back It was released through that process. That's the process Eshes Pastor. The people go to war, the tzaddikim, only the tzaddikim go to war. All of a sudden, what they're attracted to a non-Jewish woman. And it says, even if she's ugly, there's some level of attraction. The attraction is that spiritual element in the woman. She may be one of those special souls. That's how he explains it. That's how the Orach Chaim HaKodesh explains it. So he explains, Parshas Tazria, that Adam initially was created without a foreskin, and the foreskin is an expression of the Ra of the Itzadas. That Ra totally shut down the spiritual system of the human being. He has no relevance to Torah. He has no relevance to spirituality. At best, he's limited to what he is. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave Avram Avinu the mitzvah Milah at the age of 99, because since he was able to advance within himself and made certain corrections within his spirituality, he was able to minimize the effect of the Ra of the Itzadas. And therefore, he was given the mitzvah Milah to remove the foreskin. When he removed the outer foreskin, he impacted on that the impediments of his neshama, that until then they were totally shut down. All the avenues for kedusha were shut down. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave Avram the mitzvah milah, now we have relevance to kedusha. We have relevance to all that. Until that, we had no relevance to have that relation with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to cleave to him. Now we can cleave to Hashem. After that's taken off. So the Ra, the evil of the Eitzadas, the whole objective of the Satan was to shut down all the spiritual connections to Hashem and create all these blocks, these roadblocks. So this removed those sealants, and now the energy flows. That's the Milah. And Reb Kivega shows, based on the Olas Ephraim, which is the Kli Yakar, that the Jew only has relevance, can only study Torah and advance in spirituality only if he's circumcised. Otherwise, he's totally blocked. So Sasa Noche Aimor Sercha Kamotzi Sholo Rov. So now it's actually Sholo. It's like we've taken it back. Satan took from us our connection to spirituality, our connection to Hashem, as a result of Deitz Hadas. That evil created all this blockage. Avram, through his initiatives, when he went into Rukazdim, that already gave him merit, made the difference that he was able to remove these blockages. And there now he has relevance to have a relation with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That Ra, that evil has been actually minimized, so now he has relevance to that. So it's Motzi Sholo Rov. It's Sholo, we're taking back its spoils of war, and it's Imrosecho. Because of the Milah, now we have relevance to the study of Torah. Without circumcision, we cannot study the Torah. So therefore, it's Imrosecho. Motzi Sholo Rov. So now, Yaakov was greater than all the others. He was the greatest of the Avos HaKadoshim. But why did he have relevance? Why was all that available to him? To advance himself in the area which he advanced himself. Yaakov Ishtam Yoshev Olim, only because he was circumcised. Yitzchak could only be the Ola Tamima, the unblemished offering, because he was circumcised. Because Avram Avinu achieved within himself that he was worthy to be able to make this correction. Now he has that relevance to Hashem. So it's B'chol Chosmin. Not because he only introduced the understanding that there's a God, and therefore Yitzchak took up on it and Yaakov took up on it. It's much more than that. The innateness of the human being was they have no relevance to Hashem due to the evil of the Eitz Hadas. It was a total shutdown. B'chol Chosmin, because only due to you did you open all those avenues of spirituality, and therefore Yitzchak could be Yitzchak and Yaakov could be Yaakov. Although he was Bechir Sheba'avos, that was only available to him only once that blockage was removed, which was moved by Avram Avinu. And that's why it's B'chol Chosmin, we conclude Mogen Avram and not Mogen Avram Yitzchak Yaakov for that reason. Hashem should have told him immediately, go to Canaan. He didn't say go to Canaan. Go to the land that I shall show you. You know, if a person has a deal, special deal, and I say, but for this deal, you need a tremendous amount of money. And the only way you can have that money, you have to take all your life savings, the business that you built, you have to turn it into cash, because I have a deal coming, waiting, and that deal will bring you to another level. Is the person going to shut down his business, turn it into cash, and just wait? I mean, his whole security is the business he built his whole life. You have to have a level of trust in that person who tells you that deal is already beyond doubt, it's going to happen. Otherwise, you don't do it. Avram has to uproot himself from his birthplace, from his peers, from his family, to go to an unknown location. Your whole life that was behind you is over. Forget about it. You're going on a new level of existence. The land I will show you. So tell me where it is. Knowing where it is, it makes it easy to make the decision. The answer is because not knowing where it is, and despite that, you picked yourself up and gave up everything of the past. Every moment you're involved in that, it's an expression of your bitochen in Hashem, your trust, implicit trust in Hashem. Therefore, he didn't tell them, because he wanted to give Avram the opportunity to actualize his bitochen, that every nuance of his movement has great value, has infinite value. Asher Reko, lo gilos ha'oretz miyad. He did not reveal the land immediately. Kedei lechava beinov. He says two things. That it should be something that it should be endeared to him, that you're waiting for something, that special thing, you don't know yet what it is. Veloslo scharo kol dibur v'dibur. And he should have schar in every communication. He should have schar. Kyosbo es bintcho es yichidcho asher ahavta es yitzchok. Kyosbo al acher ahorim asher omer alecho. It came to the where he wanted to do the mitzvah already. So he was pining to do the mitzvah. He was yearning to do that mitzvah. So every moment of that yearning and the pining, that gives him value, because that's what I want. Okay? He says, I will bless those who bless you. And those who curse you, I will curse. So let's understand something. He's telling Avram that I will bless those who bless you. How's that a bracha to Avram? Those who bless you, I will bless them. Or we understand, those who curse you, I will curse me, that will protect you. So Avram is a direct beneficiary that Hashem will curse those who curse him. So therefore, as a result of that, they're not going to be able to curse him. I will bless those who bless you. In what way is Avram a beneficiary? So he says he's a beneficiary because the people will bless him. But Hashem says, I will bless those who bless you. So he'd say, because that will be an incentive. But you realize those who bless Avram will be blessed. But how is Avram beneficiary of that? Those who bless you, they will be blessed. The blessers will be blessed. People very often get blessings, but they don't realize the source of the blessing. If they would realize the source of the blessing, so therefore they're going to bless Avram. Does Avram need that blessing? Avram doesn't need that blessing. Hashem blesses him. But I will bless those who bless you. So here there's a beautiful Orach Chaim HaKodesh. I will bless those who will bless you. So here he's blessing them prior to that they even give you the blessing. I will bless those who will bless you. They're blessed now because they will bless you in the future. The curse is, those who curse you, I will curse. They have to first curse you before they're going to be cursed. The blessing is those who will bless you will be blessed in advance. Why? Because as a result of that, if they're already blessed as a result of that, you're going to be a greater beneficiary of the blessing. You understand? Hashem wants Avram to be the ultimate beneficiary. A person who's blessed gives a bracha, it's a greater bracha. So if they're only first going to be blessed after they give you the bracha, that means when they gave you the bracha, they weren't yet blessed. But Hashem says, I will bless those who will bless you. They'll be blessed in advance, because if they're blessed in advance, when they give you the bracha now is a greater bracha because they already have the bracha from Hashem prior to blessing you. You following? This is the Orach Chaim HaKodesh. Avorcha mevorachecha. I will bless those who will bless you. They haven't blessed you yet, but they're already blessed. So now when they bless you now later, you're already blessed as a result of that. From who are you receiving the blessing? From a person who's a greater person. Okay? And through you, all the families of the earth will bless themselves. Will be blessed. Through you, so Rashi says, famous Rashi, Yesha Goros Rabos, there's many medrashim on this. Zeb Shuto. He says, but the simple understanding is this: Odam Omer Libno, take Avram. Avram will be the model of blessing. You will be the model that when a person wants to bless his son or somebody special, they will say, you should be like Avram. But what's the value of that? What's the value of that? This is value to Avram. The Nivrucho Kol Mishkos Adam. They will say, you should be blessed like Avram. V'chein kol v'nivrucho v'och b'shem v'zeh mochiach v'cho yivorach Yisrael lemo yisimcha l'kim ki Ephraim Chumnashe. Okay.
I don't want to show off, Rabbi. I don't want to show off.
Exactly. So the way I understand it's this: we started initially, Lech Lecha, you can have renown. What's renown to Avram? Because if Avram has renown, that means everybody is buying into Avram. Everybody wants what Avram is. Once he's credible, automatically everybody gravitates to what he's disseminating. If people see Avram, he's the source of blessing. And who is Avram? Avram is the man who is the monotheist. That means that is the value. So if people value that, and that's why they're giving the blessing, everything is associated with Avram, who's monotheism. If that's the case, that's what it's all about. That's the ultimate bracha of Avram. That I have renown. Avram is humble. But the renown is not for him. The renown is for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because if he has renown, everybody buys into what he's selling. If everybody says you should be like Avram, who is Avram? Avram is the believer in what? He's the man who rejected paganism. Therefore, he's the ultimate. Yeah. Ultimately, what that's the ultimate bracha for Avram Avinu. Bachia explains differently. We had said that every nation receives its sustenance through its archangel. But why does sustenance come to the world? So Rabbeinu Bachia explains that all Shefa Bracha that comes to the world comes in the source of Klal Yisrael. The nations of the world, what they get to overflow. I'll give you an example. The Vilna Gaon had Talmidim. He had students very close to him. They were exceptional. So they compared the Rebbe that the Vilna Gaon being at that special level, he merited Siyata Dishmaya. And because they were attached to him, they got the overflow of that Siyata Dishmaya. And they compared it, you have an oil candle, with tremendous capacity. You fill it with oil, and you have smaller receptacles around that larger receptacle. And you pour oil into the larger one, and you just keep pouring. What happens? The overflow flows into the receptacles which encircle the larger receptacle. So they receive the overflow from the larger receptacle. So let's say the larger receptacle has a lesser capacity, the overflow is greater. If the receptacle is larger, what goes out is less. Everything's based on our worthiness. If Klal Yisrael are worthy, we retain the majority of the bracha, and the world gets a small fraction of that bracha. But if we're not worthy, the world has to get bracha. It goes through us, but it leaks out. It all goes to them, and we're left with only a small pittance of what that is. They will be blessed to you, means all the shefa bracha, all the blessing that's going to flow into this world, you're the conduit for that. It goes through you to them. And he says, and that's what we say in Hallel, Halos Hashem kol goyim shabchu kol umim, ki gavar aleinu chasdo. This is Rabbeinu Bachri speaking. He's a Rishon. Since the chesed Hashem has overwhelmed us, that's how they get this. That's how they get the chesed. Ki gavar aleinu chasdo, because the chesed is so overwhelming. Therefore, they're beneficiaries of the overflow, which is the meaning nivruchov kol mishchos hadama, that all the nations of the world would bless through you. They will get the overflow, and that's the meaning. What David says, ki gavar aleinu chasdo, because the question is, they should say ki gavar aleinu chasdo, on them, not on us. They're praising Hashem because Hashem's chesed is overwhelming on Klal Yisrael. Because it's so overwhelming, therefore they are the beneficiaries of the overflow. It refers to the world as Goyei Harotzos, right? The nations of the lands, right? Goyei Harotzos. We're referring to Mishpachos Ha'adama, the families of the earth, right? Why are we talking about the earth? They're identified by the earth. So if you learn like Rashi, it's good, because we're speaking about that each family, when they bless themselves, we're not talking about nations here. Each family, when they bless themselves, they use you as the model. So that families of the earth. It's not that land is nation. A nation owns the location. This is my land. Whatever the land is, it's land. It's not earth. But individual, you have relevance to the earth. But according to Rabbeinu Bachio, he's explaining, we're talking about the nations of the world will recognize that they are beneficiaries of the overflow.
Right.
Even when it goes through their archangel, it's only the overflow of what we receive. That goes through their archangel. So it should be Mishpos Ha'oretz. What's Mishpos Ha'adama? Okay. Now, we once mentioned the name of the Maral, that why is a human being called an Adam? Because he comes from the Adama, correct?
Potential.
What?
Potential.
Correct. So he asks, the animal is also made from the earth, correct? The animal was created on the sixth day from the earth. The human being was created from the earth. Yet the Adam is called Adam, and the domesticated animal is called Behema, and the undomesticated is called Chaya. That's his question. So he explains what Ernie just said, that Adama, what does earth represent? You have the most fertile earth. If you don't cultivate it, it's just a clump of earth. But if you cultivate it, all life comes from earth. So earth represents potential. Whole concept of potential only has relevance to the human being, has no relevance to the animal. Animal, you have an animal that's a year old, now it's a 2-year-old animal. It's the same animal. But a human being, as we meet challenges in life, we become more special. There's development in a special sense. So just as Adama is potential, the human being represents potential. Nivrucha kol mishchos Adama. When Hashem gives all the sustenance, it's like we say in Kemach in Torah, Hashem gives all this sustenance for the people to live within the context of what? To be able to meet their purpose. So therefore it's Adama, it's Mishkos Adama. Goya Rotzos is the nations and the land, land masses. But here we're talking about specifically the bracha is provided, or the sustenance provided to be able to what? To be able to exist, to meet the challenges that you're meant to meet.